Robert Lester is declaring war on destiny. In his video, Destiny is Not My Destiny, even though he's making it his destiny by starting an imaginary war. Robert, you say in your video that you will expose destiny, and you are creating this war, calling yourself an army or a band of rebels, our worst nightmare, and cyber knights. What I've learned through understanding the material provided by Destiny is to be very careful with words and with the words that I choose to speak, because words are just words until you start to live them and make them real in this world. The words I am working with, working towards bringing to life through my living actions are equality, oneness, self-honesty, self-responsibility, and self-direction, to name a few, because this is what I want to make real in this world. What are you looking to make real? War? Armies? Suffering? These are the words you have spoken. For what benefit to humanity? What are you doing or bringing to life or inviting into this reality through your actions and words? You speak of rebels, knights, as if there are good guys and bad guys that need to be fighting against each other. But look at all the wars and battles in the world, each side believing they are good and right. Have they ever solved anything? Has there ever been a war to end all wars? No. All they do is cause suffering and destruction, and all they do is repeat the same patterns as history repeats itself, and no one learns a thing. This is not a practical solution to anything. What you are presenting in your video, through your words, is more of the same bullshit that has created a hell on earth for the world's most vulnerable people. In your video, you also say you're going to expose destiny. So I want to have a look at what or who destiny really is. Who are Destonians? And what are they talking about? First of all, it's important to understand that destiny is not Bernard Pullman and is not Sunette. Destiny is not any one individual, but rather a large group of regular people who are working on themselves. They're doing this by focusing on the words they speak and what they choose to make real, by being accountable and seeing the consequences of their actions, realizing that consequences contain lessons, and then taking responsibility and changing by learning from those lessons. They are looking into their pasts and seeing how past behaviors have shaped who they are, and they are reshaping themselves according to who they really are as people who are no better and no worse than anybody else, but equals. And this is how we're taking the first baby steps towards creating equality by living it in our actions and words. This is what we're creating and inviting into reality. It's not easy, just like it's not easy to quit smoking or start working out, but the benefit, they're really amazing. So you say you want to expose destiny. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little exposing of my own. To do this, I looked at the active topics on the forum to see who these people are and who you're declaring war against. First, it's important to understand that the Destiny website presents tools and information that can be used by those who take the time to understand how to use them effectively. Destiny is not these tools and information, because tools and information are only that, tools and information. And they only become something more by the actual application of them within the lives of living, breathing people who decide to try them out. This is who Destiny is. It's these real people. And so here are some examples of what they're busy discussing. On the forums, the first thread I looked at was a personal blog where the blogger was working through issues with her boyfriend. She was working through jealousy, and she expressed that she wanted a more honest relationship. And she was blogging about how she's working towards that. I also read a post where the writer had gone back over previous posts he had written and found 5 places where he had been dishonest or embellished something. So he called himself out, which is something that takes a lot of guts to do, and it's not easy. But now he can look into why he lied or made embellishments about himself to see where he has judged himself as inferior or less than, and to stop himself from doing this so that he's not tempted to lie about himself again, but to be self-honest with himself. The Destiny Forum provides an environment where you can look at yourself in this way and bruise your own ego a little bit to see that all this getting defensive and going on the attack is not necessary because there's so much more to people than ego and pride, and so much more can be seen when you're not blinded by ego and pride. In another thread, a person is talking about how he had trouble being himself in social situations and how he's working through that, a topic I'm sure many people can relate to. Another one talks about the music industry, how it can be based on money and sex, and how you can still listen and enjoy this music and not be influenced by these things. In another thread, the poster is asking questions about the Destiny material. There are things he doesn't understand about polarities and perspectives on love and breath. Responses are given to him, and links and resources are offered. In one thread, thoughts were being discussed, how they can direct us, and how we can learn to direct them. And in another, a person is discussing how he has used gaming to escape from reality and how he was disappointed by real people and real life situations. So he turned to developing his in-game character, and now he's working through why he did this and how he's going to change it. So this is just a snapshot on a given day of who and what destiny is. And these are the people you're declaring war against, who you say should suffer. These people have nothing to do with you and your anger towards destiny. Understand that that's all in you, and nobody else has anything to do with it. I have applied the destiny tools in my own life to work out my relationships, my difficulties at school or at work, my social anxiety, and stress in general. So, do you declare war on me too because I am using the tools to support myself? Would it make your experience of yourself better if I suffered? Is this really the solution you're proposing to resolve your problems and make yourself feel better? You don't need to expose destiny because we expose ourselves every day on the forums and in our blogs. We empty ourselves out completely and realize that there's nothing inside us that we can't handle or be responsible for. We're getting to know ourselves for who we really are, good and bad. We are becoming stronger and more stable individuals in an extremely fucked up world. And we're not using this newfound sense of self, strength, and stability to go out onto the internet and start wars. This is the last thing we would want, and it goes against everything that we stand for. Thank you.